Hello everyone. Today in this video lecture we will discuss the second stage of the superheterodyne receiver. That is the mixer stage. Mixer stage is the heart of the superheterodyne receiver. We know that the mixer stage has two inputs. This is my mixer stage. One of the input that is known as a signal frequency, means the frequency which we want to receive. Another input is coming from the local oscillator, that is the FO. And in the output of the radio receiver, we have a IF frequency, and this IF, that is known as the intermediate frequency. It is a difference of the oscillator frequency and the signal frequency Fs. Basically, in a mixer stage, whatever the active device we use, it is used in a non-linear region of the characteristic curve. It is working as a non-linear resistance, and as a result, when these two frequencies is going to be heterodyne, then you will get a different frequency component. That will be the Fs will be there, Fo will be there, Fo minus Fs will be there, Fo plus Fs will be there. All these different frequency will be present. That is due to the non-linear characteristics. And we operate the transistor or a field effect transistor in a non-linear region, so the harmonics are going to be generated. Out of all this, we are selecting this frequency, that is the Fo minus Fs, which is known as a intermediate frequency. And for a AM receiver, this intermediate frequency is nothing but it is a 455 kilohertz. Now remember that in a mixer stage, whatever the active device we have, it is operating in non-linear region. Non-linear region means suppose we have a transistor, and in the transistor we applied a signal frequency on the base of the transistor, we applied a oscillator frequency on a emitter of the transistor. The signal frequency Fs, that will change the base potential of the transistor, and the oscillator frequency is changing the emitter potential of the transistor, that is the VE. And as a result, your base to emitter voltage will be changed. Now, to operate this transistor in a non-linear region, then this signal frequency, we know that this signal frequency is in order of a few microvolt. It is very small, but this oscillator frequency, we have to give the amplitude such a way that the transistor will operate with the 0 to cutoff region. So here amplitude of the oscillator frequency will be at least a 1 volt, and in that case the transistor will operate from 0 to cutoff region, and that is a totally a non-linear region. And in a non-linear region, it is going to generate this kind of the different frequency, and then in the output we are putting it one tuning frequency, tuning section, which will tune only a 455 kilohertz. Now if we look at the transconductance, here, if we have a field effect transistor, then in a field effect transistor, we know that this is the drain current, this is my gate to source voltage, and the characteristic is like this. Here, if you find out a transconductance, because for the mixing of the frequency or for the frequency changer circuit, that is possible only we have a variable transconductance. So here, if you find out the flow, or you find out that is the transconductance is Gm1, here if you calculate the transconductance is Gm2, here if you calculate transconductance is Gm3. So at a different point, the transconductance is going to be a different. And here we can define the transconductance in this way, that Dm is equal to delta Id by delta Vg. Delta Id, that is a change in this current, that is at intermediate frequency. Remember, at intermediate frequency IF. And whatever the gate voltage is changing, that is changing at a signal frequency. So here, if the amplitude of the signal frequency is going to change, then the gate current will be changed, but the gate current will be changed at a intermediate frequency, and here the transconductance is different at a different point of a different amplitude of this, but transconductance is going to change, and as a result you will have a non-linear characteristic, and it is generating a different harmonics in the output of the mixer state. So this is the basic principle of a mixer state. Now let us see a practical circuit which I do in a communication receiver. We have two types of the mixer state. In one of the mixer state, the local oscillator will be a different and the mixer circuit will be different. In another circuit where the mixer itself will work as a local oscillator as well as the mixer. Let us see both the circuits. Okay. Now look at this circuit diagram. Here the transistor T1 is working as a mixer. This is the mixer stage that you can see. And transistor T2, which is a oscillator circuit. Correct? Now in this oscillator, we have a LC section. This is the LC section, where the inductor and the capacitor are in parallel, and this value of the inductor you can say LO, and this is the CO, and you can calculate this frequency F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of LO CO. Here, where is the feedback? Because whenever the oscillator will be there, always the active device will be with the positive feedback. So this emitter is the output of this oscillator, and through this inductor it is given at the input of this a transistor. Remember, again you see this diagram. Here, this is the output, and through this inductor we have given an input to the transistor. So there will be a kind of a positive feedback, and this circuit is working as a oscillator. The resistance RD and this resistance RD are used for the proper biasing of a transistor. Here we have this coupling capacitor, and this is a bypass capacitor, or you can say decoupling network. RDCD is a kind of a decoupling network, so that will prevent your power supply from entering the high frequency. So here this is the oscillator circuit, and it is a kind of you can say it is a Hartree oscillator. In Hartree oscillator already you know that we have two inductors. Here, this is a upper part of the inductor, L1 is there, and the lower part of the inductor L2 is there. Center part where we are providing a feedback. So it is a kind of a Hartree oscillator. Now in this coil we have a transformer. Remember, so this is the transformer. Primary, the oscillation frequency will be there. It will induce a signal in the secondary. So my oscillator frequency will be this, and that will be induced in the secondary. So on the end, this secondary is connected to the gate of your FET, field effect transistor. So here at the input, the oscillator frequency will be there and it will be purely a sine wave. Remember, this is the sine wave. It is given to the input of the gate. Now here if you see that another input to this field effect transistor is the RF in. Means RF in, this point will be either connected to a RF amplifier or it will be connected to the antenna. Here, this kind of the connection will be there. Either it will be from a RF amplifier or from the antenna. Means here you can have a kind of a connection. Now we know that the antenna is receiving the number of the signals from the different transmitter, and therefore we have to select one particular station, and that selection is done by this tank circuit. Here, this tank circuit. This is the LS and this is my CS. By changing this CS, you can tune the different frequency. And the rest of the frequency here, this antenna is receiving the signals from a different station, F1, F2, F3 will be there. It will induce a current. But if you are interested in a frequency F3, accordingly you have to select this value of the inductor and the capacitor. So that this signal frequency Fs will be selected, or you can say for that the voltage will be a maximum. Now whatever this signal is coming, it is a modulated wave. Remember. So at the input, this frequency is a amplitude modulated wave. So this amplitude modulated wave is appear on source, and this oscillator frequency is appear on the gate. So here the gate to source voltage is going to change, and that will be changed in a non-linear manner. Remember, and as a result, whatever the drain current will be there, this drain current will contain a number of the frequency. Remember, here whatever the gate current is flowing, this gate current will have a frequency. FO will be there, Fs will be there, FO plus Fs will be there, FO minus Fs. Different frequencies are going to be generated. But we have to select a particular frequency, that is FO minus Fs. So on the drain, again we have a tune circuit. This tune circuit is tuned for FO minus Fs. And it is a double tune circuit. In the primary also the tune circuit is there. In the secondary also it is a tune circuit is there. So only the FO minus Fs frequency will be come out, and this is nothing but it is my intermediate frequency IF. In other words, you can say it is a 455 kilohertz. Now remember, on a gate we have simply a sinusoidal wave. On a source we have amplitude modulated wave, and whatever the signal will be in the drain or coming out from this IF, it is also a amplitude modulated wave. But the thing is that the carrier frequency is 455 kilohertz. Whatever information is there here, this information will remain as it is on this new carrier B. So in this way, these two signals are going to be mixed in a field effect transistor T1, and you will get this intermediate frequency, which will be further amplified by a next stage of the receiver, that is the IF amplifier. Okay. Then in this circuit we have a CT, that is known as the trimmer capacitor. Here also in the oscillator section also the CT is the trimmer capacitor, and both the trimmer capacitors are used for the fine tuning of the signal. So here this at the input trimmer capacitor will tune for a particular, if your pointer is indicating a 1000 kilohertz, but if you are not receiving a 1000 kilohertz exactly, then you can change this position of the trimmer capacitor, so you will get a maximum strength of the signal. Same way, suppose the oscillator frequency is not exactly by the difference of 455 kilohertz, then you can change this trimmer capacitor, so exactly you will get a difference of 455 kilohertz. So in this way, the trimmer capacitors are used for the minor correction of a signal frequency as well as for a trimmer, as well as for the oscillator frequency. Okay. Now if you look at the another kind of the circuit where the oscillator section is not there, but the mixer itself will generate the oscillator frequency, and that kind of the circuit is known as a self-excited mixer. Now here you can have this a self-excited mixer, and in this circuit only one transistor is there, T1, and this T1 itself will work as a mixer as well as the oscillator, and that's why it is known as a self-excited. So in self-excited we have a mixer plus oscillator. Now again, if you look at the circuit, then whatever the transistor T1 is there, this transistor T1 is operated in a non-linear region. That is the basic thing of a mixer stage, because it has to generate the harmonic. So the active device has to be operated in a non-linear region. Now if you look at the input part, then we have this ferrite rod. This is, remember, whatever the rod is there, it is known as a ferrite rod. Ferrite material is there. It's a black color rod, and it is working as a core. Now on this rod, the few turns are there, which is known, few turns are wounded on this rod, which is known as a medium wave antenna coil. Here remember, this is known as a medium wave antenna coil, and parallel to this coil the capacitor is connected, variable capacitor. So here we have a kind of a tuning section, and by changing this position of this capacitor, you can tune the different frequency. And already just mentioned why you require this kind of the, because this ferrite rod is receiving the different signals from the different station. So all this signal is going to be induced the current, and we want to select a one particular station. So this is possible with this a parallel section of the L and C. Then on this ferrite rod, the another coil is wounded. That is known as the secondary. Here you can say this is the primary of the transformer, this is the secondary of the transformer. Both of the coils are wounded on the same core. So, what will happen? That due to this induced EMF, here in the primary, whenever the current will change, then it will induce the current in the secondary also. Both are isolated. So, here, in the secondary, you will have a signal frequency Fs, which is going to be selected by this Ls and the Cs. Here, this signal is a amplitude modulated wave. This is your a amplitude modulated wave, and this signal is very weak, which is in order of a few microvolt. Now, to operate the transistor, we have to bias the transistor. We have to bias the transistor means we require a proper voltage between the base and emitter of the transistor here. And this base voltage is provided by the resistance R1, R2, that is the potential divider circuit, R1, R2 potential divider circuit. So here we have used a NPN transistor. Remember, here in the symbol it is a NPN transistor basically. Sorry, it is a PNP transistor. Sorry, it is here we have used a PNP transistor, and that's why we have to give a negative voltage to the base of the transistor. So it will be in a forward bias. So resistance R1 and R2 will provide a proper bias. Here, whatever the supply voltage is there, then due to this potential divider, some voltage will be there. This voltage will pass through this inductor and it will be appear on the base of the transistor. Here, the resistance Re is selected in such a way that base to emitter voltage will be less than 0.6. Why it will require the less than 0.6? Because we have to operate the transistor in a non-linear region. So, by proper selection of R1, R2 and Re, this will be operated in a non-linear region. So, my signal frequency Fs is given on the base of the transistor. Now, if you look at the oscillator section, then here we have again a LC network is there, and this is a LO, this is a CO, and here we have a trimmer capacitor. This oscillator frequency is given by 1 upon 2 pi under root of L0 C0. So this frequency is going to be selected and it is generating. Why it is generating, that I will tell you. But whatever the frequency is going to be tuned here, that is my oscillator frequency, and it is a kind of a sine wave which is appear on the emitter of the transistor. Now try to understand that this oscillator frequency is changing the emitter potential. The signal frequency is changing the base potential. So the VB is changing. And this emitter potential will change from 0 to 1 volt, or your transistor is going to be a change from 0 to cutoff region. As a result, whatever the current is flowing here, this current will flow due to the frequency FO, Fs, FO plus Fs, FO minus F. So here this current is containing all the different frequency components. Now it is passing through this inductor. Remember, this inductor is coupled with this another inductor L0. Both are on a same core. Remember, this will work as a primary of the transformer. This is your secondary of the transformer. So whatever the current is going to be flowing in this primary or in this inductor, it will induce the current in a LO oscillated coil. But this secondary is tuned for this FO. So here this whatever the FO is present in this current, same FO will be also appear on the ammeter of this. So in this way we have a kind of a positive feedback. Remember, FO is present on this collector current, and now this FO is entered or connected to this emitter of the transistor. So we have this kind of a positive feedback, and that is a condition of a oscillation. That's why in that case your transistor will work as a oscillator, and that frequency is selected by the L0, S0. Okay. Now whatever the current is there, it contains all the frequency component. It is given to another transformer which is known as a intermediate frequency transformer. IF transformer will be there, and here in the primary we have a capacitor. Now you have to tune this capacitor such a way that it will select the frequency FO minus Fs. Here, this tank circuit is tuned for FO minus Fs. And FO minus Fs means what? It is a 455 kilohertz. So, out of this is going to be tuned by this tank circuit. And in the secondary, again you will get the frequency FO minus Fs. Now, at the input, we have a amplitude modulated wave. Here we have a kind of a sine wave. Remember. So, at the input, we have this oscillator frequency on the emitter. On the base, we have an amplitude modulated wave. And so that whatever the frequency will come out from this IF transformer, it is also a amplitude modulated wave, but with a different carrier frequency. Whatever the information is there, remember, same information will be here. Here, if you look at this information, then the same information will be present in this way, that is a 455 kilohertz. So in this way, this circuit will work as a mixer circuit. And why it is known as a self-excited mixer? Because we don't have a separate circuit for the oscillator. The mixer itself generating a oscillator frequency and mix with your signal frequency.